Alright, how's it going, guys? So, to go along with last video, I finished cleaning up all the stuff, got them over here. It's running, crushing everything, sending it on down the line where it needs to go. I was finally able to get those crates out of here that were sitting here. Got most of this cleaned out other than more stuff that we need to figure out what we're doing with. I took a second look at Chaco, and I am going to run it through the sluice like we discussed, so we can try to get the spare light out of there. But when we run it through the next process, rather than running it through the centrifuge, which is going to give us pyrite, cobaltite, and native cadmium, we're going to put it in to be bathed so we can get extra copper off of it. So that's being saved for right now. That's one of those regular sluice the first, and then vitriol the second. At least, you know, if you were making out a chart, that's where that one would go. And along with my cleaning up of things, I want to clean this up. I had added one of these for each one of these, and I haven't hooked it up yet. But I was thinking about it, and if we look up Jasper, there is, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different Jaspers, and each one of those electrolyze at 42 for a little bit of silicon dioxide and iron. They are all exactly the same. And there is a generifier where we can turn them all into apparently red jasper. And the red jasper, again, will just electrolyze. So there's no reason for me to have a barrel for each of them, because we're not getting them out of that many different things. So I'm going to set up a filter like we did upstairs for the fluorites for the jasper. So it'll literally be the same thing that we have right here, with a filter that comes off. All the different colors will be in there, and it'll go into a generifier. I don't figure you guys need to see me do that again. If you need to see how it's hooked up, go back and check the video where I did it. The other thing is the eyes, because the eyes have it. There is tiger eye, cat's eye, dragon eye, hawk eye, and black eye. And all of those electrolyze at 16 to silicon dioxide. And so I'm going to do the exact same thing with that. They all need to run through a LV electrolyzer, which is right here. Because they're 16 and 42, they can run through that one. So I'm just going to get rid of all of these. Adventure Time should be the same thing. If I can find it, because apparently I can't spell it. Oh, it's AV. Well, so yeah, it's going to be brown, yellow, green, black, blue, and red. And they electrolyze at 16 as well to silicon dioxide. Oh, wait a minute. We actually can't generify those. I'll have to ask Greg about that and see if we can get a recipe to generify them. But either way, they're still going to electrolyze 1 for 1. So I can just put them into a chest. So I will, at least for right now, just use a filter to filter them all off into the same chest, because it's not something we're going to have a ton of. It's just going to be one-off smalls for when we're mining or processing something else. Which that makes me wonder, what about the eyes? Do they have the generifier? Huh, no, they do not. Okay, so I'll definitely ask Greg about that, since they all generify, or since they're all basically the same thing, they're just a gem. And if he has it for the Jaspers, why would he not have it for the eyes? I'll see what he says. He'll probably tell me, one is not the same as the other, so fuck off, but I'll still ask him. But anyways, for today, oh, by the way, this box is actually got room in it. This is just my stuff that I need to either keep the output to run through a sifter, which I haven't set up the sifter yet, which is all of the sapphires, the lapis, the diamonds, or things like this one, and that one's not supposed to be in there. That was already supposed to get ran through. But yeah, sapphires, pyrope, I have no idea what I'm doing with it yet, so it's still in there. The rubies need to be in there, the emerald stuff. I'm slowly trying to work through everything out of this box that doesn't have to be sifted, and eventually it'll just be sifted. So, now we're going to go and work on setting up our first bathing down here for this stuff, so we can get it done in this bath. And give me just a moment and we'll get that done. Alright, I just wanted to get that message out to Greg before I forgot. So we've already hooked up the water pipe, and we got that taken care of. Now we need to get the input, which is going to be those and these. And that means that we need to have inventory extender, because we're going to have two different things. Well, two different types of things coming in. Do I have the inventory extender made? I thought I did. I guess I do not. Unless it's over here in the other room. Actually, just give me a second. I'm probably going to have to make it anyways. Oh, no I don't. Never mind. Cancel that. I did have to. I thought I had some sitting around here somewhere. Oh, and I guess while we're here, I have started making the blocks of solid stainless steel. Welding the ingots together, and then we're going to use that to make the dense stainless steel plates that I need to make the dense stainless steel walls. Right here. No, that's not it. Right there. And that's what we need to make our gas turbine. We have to make the steam turbine first, and then we can turn that into the gas turbine. And it's going to take 144 of those to get that thing built. That's a lot of stainless. Alright, so inventory extender here. We want the main face going that way, because that is The face of the bath that we are extending is the input, except I forgot I turned this block around. So the input would be here and the output would be there. So we want it on this side going that way, and we're going to actually turn the secondary face to come this way, because anything that goes into this main face will come out of that face, and we don't really want to interact with that one at all. So we're going to have this here, and that's going to be from there. And then we're also going to run underneath here, which I guess we can just do this. And we're going to put each of these across like that. And then we're going to connect each of these up like so. And then we're going to need to take this and give it a whack job. And because we don't care about how it gets there, as long as they all get there at some point, we're not going to worry about setting up a different pipe. This one will have to go first, and it'll work its way down. So we can just work this pipe right on over this way, which I'm going to drop it down. I have no idea why I just put it in like that, but I can deal with that when we get done. That's what the sub basement is for, because I don't want to sit here and have to make concrete for each one of these to cover it. So there you go. Each one of them have gotten their butts in there one at a time. And so now if we just take a stack of this, which I only grabbed 16, and we put it in here, I'll go ahead and put a pipe here for our output. We put that there. It's going to start running, and that'll give us our output, which this one being cobalite, and that was probably the copper, obviously. So now for the copper, I went through a lot of this stuff with you guys last time, so I'm not going to sit here and go through it all this time. But I'm basically going to go through and look at what do I want to do with it once it comes out. So if you guys remember, with copper, we were talking about running it through our bath here with our aqua riga, so we can get the native cobalt, because if we do it over here, we're going to end up with extra copper. If we needed extra copper, this would be great. But since we have so much tetra that is in that copper vein, which is also going to be giving us butt tons of copper, I feel that we can use the copper to get our native cobalt, to get cobalt 60 to play around with in the reactor. We could also do it here, but that's going to give us cobaltite, which is useless for what we're talking about. Nickel is already past the state of being useful for platinum group sludge, so we really don't need that. We've got plenty of things to give us nickel. So yeah, we're gonna save our copper and we're gonna run it through the bath. So that means I need to get another one of these, which is most definitely probably going to need to be set up as a mass storage. Well, we're going to grab this, and it's going to get thrown into here. And this is something that I have tried to point out to a lot of people is that you always worry about what's important and what is best for you at the time. Because before this point, what was best for us to do with copper was use it for copper, to get as much copper as we possibly could get out of it. But now that we are later in the game, that's not what's best for us anymore. What's best for us now is to use it to get cobaltite or cobalt. Now, I did go ahead and let that cobaltite get sent on, which I may not have wanted to do, but let's find out for sure. So this is giving us cobaltite. That's going to give us cobaltite if we run it through there. It's going to give us railgar, orange, and cobalt there. And centrifuge is the only way to get that native cobalt. So yeah, that's exactly what we want to do with it. So that'll send that all on. I need to check out the other things, which, like I said, I'm not going to bore you guys and go through all of these on screen. But I need to go through and find out what each one of them is going to be here. And like this one, Nicolite, is just going to give us more copper. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and save that as well. So we'll have a whole bunch of them here that's going to be saved for going to vitrals. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off. And if anybody's interested in helping do it, we can work in Discord to set up a... I need to talk to XAR too, because he may have set one up already and I don't know it. But set up a list of what we tend to think would be the best for each of these processing things. There's no reason that everybody does it if, you know, we're all going to use, at least in the late game, you know, or mid game, the same type of thing. Just trying to decide now where I want to run this pipe. Because I'm thinking what's going to be best is if I just run this over like this. The only issue is I have my thing right here, but I can move that over because that wall's not over quite as far as it needs to be. But I'm going to go ahead and run through getting this done. I also have made a fluid filter, and I'm going to put that in up here. I was checking it out, and we can actually do cinnabar on here for our mercury. We have been up until this point doing it in this one, so this actually has mercury in it. But we're going to be doing less and less of rubber, so I figured why not? We'll just do it over here. And so I'm going to go ahead and set that up like that. And we already have this filter set up back here that'll take our niter dust in and send it that way. So I can go ahead and take our cinnabar and we can throw that in here, because cinnabar centrifuges at 28. So we want that in the lower one that's running at 64, if I remember correctly. I always forget these engines tiers. Yeah, 64. So we'll run that through here. That'll give us our mercury. And then we can set up a mercury bath. Basically the same way we set up this one, but it's going to be for our platinum stuff. So our iridium, our sperrylite, our sheldonite, these are all going to run through a bath as well, but instead of giving us copper, we're going to end up getting, from the sperrylite, we're going to get sheldonite. From the iridium, we're going to get platinum. And from the sheldonite, we would get nickel. But since we're running it through mercury, wait a minute, yeah, there it is, mercury, we're going to get more sheldonite. So I will work on getting that set up. Once we get a good amount of mercury done, and then we can start on getting all of those bathed, which is going to leave us another, I'm probably going to have to start another row of these like here, so we have plenty of them. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, I do believe. I'm gonna work on getting these all filtered into the same thing. Unfortunately, the onyxes are 16 as well, and I've already had them sent off, and I don't think I have any anywhere else, so I'm just going to be kind of screwed with them until I get more in. Same with the black adventurine, brown adventurine, you know, all of that kind of stuff that's already been sent off. But that's going to clean up this area over here into basically, as of right now, a chest and one barrel instead of, you know, thousands of barrels. And I literally could do the same thing with the sapphires and with the emeralds, because all the sapphires can go to one generic sapphire, and all of the emeralds can go to emerald. But I kind of like the look of having all of these, and since they're ones that are important, they're going to be needed to, we're going to actually turn them back into gems, which we'll get into later, because we need those for crystal circuits. I actually like having those, so I'll probably leave them that way. But I'm going to get to work on getting all of this stuff sorted out, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. One last thing before we head off today. I'm quite sure you all noticed that I did a couple build videos for multi-block build videos for the bedrock drill and for a GT6U build that apparently somebody couldn't figure out how to do. If there's anything else like that, or even more advanced like setup builds that I may not have done, I'm not the greatest at setting these things up, but between me and XAR, we can pretty much figure out anything. If there's any of those that we haven't showed off yet, that you guys would like to see, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to get it done for you guys. I think now that I've done the bedrock drill, I think I've got all the GT6 multi-blocks done. I thought I had them all done up to this point, but somehow I missed the bedrock drill. And same for GT6U. I'm not a big fan of GT6U, but I do have Pol's World that he's graciously given me to use, so I can go in there and show off the build of any of that kind of stuff as well. So just let me know. And with that, I'm done rambling. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.